besieged by horrific images of war on smartphones, tablets, and TV screens. Many people are growing anxious and worried about the potential of a broader Middle East war beyond Gaza. Pastor Mike Signorelli is lead pastor of V1 Church and executive producer of the new film, The Domino Revival. Pastor Mike, it's good to have you with us. So I want to talk about the Domino Revival in a minute, but first, you were supposed to have this tour of Israel. It was short-circuited by the war. So what is your sense now of the spiritual condition of the people there in face of this war in Gaza?
Here's the reality of it. We know that as Christians, we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, and rulers in high places. And so what that means is that if we're engaged in a spiritual battle, we must also stand with Israel. And if you stand with Israel, you stand with God, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. But then also the implication is that we're fighting these networks of demonic entities that are working together, and it might materialize through human beings, but we know that there's a spirit behind it. Matter of fact, I'm here in New York City, where just last week our mayor made an announcement that we should be vigilant for lone wolf situations and, people who are sympathizing with the Palestinian side. And I did a video actually from my New York City neighborhood that went viral, basically telling people that this is a spiritual battle we're in. And so there's huge implications for us all around the world because, again, we can look in the Middle East and see the conflict there, but the conflict that's happening there is indicative of a much larger global battle that's happening. And it is quite literally God versus Satan.
And we're seeing it right here in the United States. You mentioned New York City. People are struggling to beat back inflation around the country just to pay their bills, and rising crime, homelessness in New York, other big cities. So you're focused on the positive, though. Tell me what you see God doing, not only in New York, but nationwide.
Well, I believe that we are in the last days, and these are birthing pangs. No one knows the day or the hour. And for as scary as it is to hear your wife screaming as she's in delivery, actually, that is a sign of good news that a baby is being born. And so in the same way, when I look at this time that we're in right now, what I hear is birthing pangs, and the earth is groaning, it's travailing because we are bringing about a new day. When it looks like it's dark, the light shines even brighter.
Well, tell me then, you have this new film, Domino Revival. Tell us about it, and why Domino?
I'm in New York City, and New York City is a very challenging place to be a pastor, to say the least. And we actually hit fastest growing church in America category for the last 5 years in a row. As of right now, according to Outreach, we're number 27 out of 13,000 churches in America for fastest growing church. And people have said, that's impossible, that's crazy, how are you doing that? And we are just unapologetically preaching the gospel and then making disciples that make disciples, which is a domino effect. And so it actually, there's no paid actors. This is a documentary, and America is going to see the footage for themselves of medically verifiable miracles happening in parks, and all these things happening. And I'm just simply going to let America draw their own conclusion. Taste and see that he's good. I don't think that this is a perfect movie by any means, but when we did the red carpet premiere in Midtown Manhattan, I had 350 leaders from all across America from different denominations. And when the Southern Baptist Convention leaders came up to me visibly shaking, saying, we'll do whatever we can to help get this movie out. Then the Methodists, it was just insane to see the response. And so I do believe that the Holy Spirit is going to use this film. But here's the thing, we have to vote with our wallet. And that's the only metric that Hollywood understands. We're not paying for revival. Christ already paid for all of this in full by dying on the cross and resurrecting 3 days later. But we do need to show up. And so I'm asking everybody to pre-order your ticket, because that shows them we want more films like this, like Jesus Revolution, like the movies that we've been seeing. We need to show up in droves. And so they can go to fathomevents.com. And when you go to fathomevents.com, search your zip code and find your local theater. And then lastly, I'm asking that every believer join me, because immediately following the film, I'm going to be doing a simulcast live stream. And I've been given this opportunity to conduct a service where we're going to do the things that we see in the movie, following the movie. And so many of you have friends and family members that, quite frankly, won't go to church with you, but they still will go to the movie. So buy them tickets. They're not going to buy tickets to this movie, but buy them the tickets. $12 is worth their soul. You know, whatever that ticket costs, it's worth eternity. Get them in the theater. And when they see this footage, I believe that God's going to minister to them. And then when the live stream comes up, you're going to be praying with your own family members, your own coworkers. And I believe that you're going to leave that place with your life being changed and their life being changed.
Okay, we'll be praying. God bless your efforts. Pastor Mike Signorelli, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.